Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Obviously, we did a couple of videos the other day just talking about Agatha All Along and how the red carpet has been a lot of the interviews out there and just why it's gay, 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 gay. It'll be the gayest Marvel thing we've ever seen. And of course, it was all the same kind of loaded questions and all that exact same kind of nonsense out there. And of course, this is exactly what we expected after we saw what happened with the Acolyte. Well, we kind of know which way this road ends. The witch's road will only end in disaster, just like it did over there on the Acolyte, boys and girls. Well, there's one actor in there, which is actually, truth be told, the only confirmed gay character in the series that we know beyond a shadow of a doubt as of right now, is actually kind of pushing back on that a little bit. He's actually going out there and talking about the fact that really it's not all about that, and it's really all about like character development and the actual kind of things you appreciate. So for all the things out there in the world, boys and girls, with this reporter going out there on the red carpet and asking all of these actresses, you know, how gay is everything? Well, it looks like the one gay guy who was probably playing the only actual Marvel gay accurate character out there is actually going out there. Guess what? It's part of who he is, but it's not actually that much part of the plot, which, holy cow, boys and girls, talk about a complete and total 180 from what everybody else was saying. So we're going to check out this article from Bounty and Comics, give exactly this kid his very much due that he deserves for coming out and saying something that actually sounds relatively common sense, which is so very nice in the modern era, boys and girls. So before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share it with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below, ladies. What do you think about all of this? Is this one of those guys out there? This is going to be like another one of the situations where we had with the Acolyte, where we had one actor out there that actually was saying a lot of common sense and made sense, much like this one is? Or do you think he'll probably end up going down the exact same rabbit hole as everybody else, and when the show fails miserably, call us all homophobes? Let us know what you think about in the comments section down below. Also, it helps with the algorithm. Agatha All Along star Joe Locke says his character being gay is significant and that it's part of him, but it's not a huge element of the plot. Well, how very nice. Now, obviously, he is also a little bit of a side character as well, so maybe it'll be all about the lesbians in the show. I don't know. Maybe it'll be about their gay relationships, maybe a bunch of make-out sessions. I have no idea what's going on. But we're going to find out tonight. Boys and girls. In an apparent attempt to ease fans' fear that the series will focus too much on celebrating its representation and not enough on telling an actual story, Agatha All Along star Joe Locke has claimed that while his character's gay sexuality will be a significant part of his personality, it will have little bearing on the WandaVision spin-off's overall plot. Well, now that can mean a couple of different things as well. Is his character just not going to actually impact the plot overall? I mean, apparently he's supposed to be there the entire time, but we'll see what happens. Locke, whose character has only thus far been officially referred to as the Teen, but has been identified via rumors and the series' own subtitles as founding Avengers member and the Scarlet Witch's son, Billy Kaplan, which I believe his name is Wiccan, if I'm not mistaken, in the comics. It's been a little while. Interviewed this insight into the Marvel Cinematic Universe's next entry during a recent promotional interview given to Total Film from Kim Taylor Foster, which there's a whole other video you can do about the whole fact that, well, having him actually be in there and being Scarlet Witch's son and the rumors about her coming back and all that other kind of stuff, having her own movie, like there's a whole another bag to unpack there, but that's not what we're here for today. Maybe next time. Speaking of the teen's motivation, join up with Agatha and follow her down the Witch's Road, the Heartstopper's star told Kim. The Witch's Road in the comics is a road, a journey, a quest that witches can go on to gain power if they reach the end. The process of getting to the end is not an easy one. There are lots of quests and trials and hardships you have to go through to get to the end. He's very thoughtful and kind, but he can't act without thinking sometimes. Well, he sounds like a typical teenager then. The Witch's Road offers untold spoils and power, and then we'll find out. Aww, the lovely little scene from the actual comics. Aww. Turning to the teen's actual personality, Locke first noted that in regard to his current moniker, it's not a fake code name. It's what everyone calls him, which is a joke that develops during the show, but just becomes what everyone calls him, and he answers to it. From there, he then asserted the aforementioned claim that while his character, much like his supposed comic book counterpart, is gay, this fact is significant in that it's a part of him, but it's not a huge element of the plot. Notably, this is not the only time during Agatha All Along's press tour that Locke has clarified how allegedly little bearing his character's sexuality has on the series' plot. During his time with Variety's Mark Mulkin, which is probably the guy that was asking all the rest of the ladies about the gay Marvel nonsense, The actor likewise detailed, the show's got many layers, and gay is one of them. That's one of the great things about the show. Teen is a queer guy on the show, but it's not the driving force, which I think is really great. It's really nice just to have these positive queer characters. Now, isn't that refreshing to hear, boys and girls? We've mentioned the birdcage around here a couple of times. You know, you can talk about the show Will and Grace. There's a few other examples of gay characters actually being held in a positive light. And one of the things that I've seen, and whether you agree with that or not is completely up to you and between you and God, but at the end of the day, one of the things that I have seen is a lot of the stuff in the modern era, and even in shows that I like Sandman, right? One of the biggest complaints I had about Sandman was not just because there was way too much gay sex to begin with, but also it made gay people look like they were just absolute sluts. Like they would just bang anything that was cute that came along. And I was like, well, if you're trying to actually show a proper gay representation, why would you show such a stereotype, whether it's true or not? Why would you apply such a stereotype to your gay characters in the series? You know, why can't their sexuality not be like the most prominent thing you know about them and that they're sluts? You know what I mean? And like this guy, this is what I like to hear. This is the kind of stuff that I like to hear. So this kid knows how to avoid the bait, much like what we saw with and I can't remember her name, Villani, the one that was Miss Marvel, right? The series that didn't do very well, and we'll probably never see her again except for like an Avengers Secret Wars. But she was one of those too, right? She was one of those that got asked the gotcha question. She was the one that they tried to trip up, like they tried to basically, oh, well, was it a bunch of racists that didn't like your show and that's what we watched? And no, she completely sidestepped that step. She was very smart about that. And that actually sounds like what this kid is doing too. So shout out to him. I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually very, very impressed with him. This kid has a chance to go places. So, and obviously, we talked about this in other videos. Curiously, despite Locke's seeming attempt to avoid making gay the entire topic of the press tour, his fellow castmates have been taken to doing the exact opposite. Yes, once again, asked by Malkin. So, yes, it was indeed this gay. As it was the gayest Marvel project ever done, which series star Shasta Zamata firmly declared, I would agree with that. And like I said, this is the exact same kind of nonsense we heard from the Acolyte. So whether or not this is him trying to counterbalance this in the media, maybe he is that smart. Maybe Joe Locke is that smart and knows that this kind of stuff does not sell very well with the general audiences out there, and it does not do. Or maybe, who knows, maybe he saw the writing on the wall inside of Marvel when all of those executive producers got fired and went, look, hey, I'm not an activist, dude. I'm just here to play a role. I'm just here to make money. I'm just here to have a good time. I don't want everything to be gay, 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 gay. Just because I like dick doesn't mean everybody else has to. And I'm like, smart decision, boy. Smart decision. So shout out to Joe Locke. Shout out to Joe Locke out there going, wait. No, there's a great story here. It's not all gay, 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 gay. Now, whether or not it actually ends up turning out to be true, or if he's just trying to run the interference for the rest of everybody that's going, yes, it's absolutely the gayest thing ever, I don't know. We'll find out when the show premieres. But just like probably many of you out there, there's not going to be a lot of people watching this. I can't wait to see what the ratings end up being for this, because it's going to turn into another disastrous dumpster fire, because history doesn't just repeat itself, it also rhymes. The Acolyte got canceled, got within literally a month of the series coming out. What happened with the marketing around that series? It was the gayest Star Wars ever. And now look where it is. I'd imagine Agatha All Along will only be getting along for one season, and then they're going to call it quits. But shout out to Joe Locke for being a smart one and knowing how to avoid all of the nonsense traps that clearly everybody else just panders into.